Hello everybody, divine loving greetings, welcome back. It's me, Alura. So in this video, I just want to say very quickly thank you to all of you that have been here for me. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you as a friend. I appreciate your existence in this world. And I love you for all of your beautiful characteristics and for all of your beautiful flaws. I really do. And I want to thank the people that are just arriving here, and for those of you that will continue to show your support in the future, I want to thank you in advance. So there are just so many things going on, I don't want to be the person that said, told you so, because I'm not trying to be a know-it-all. I'm really not. But when you know something so strongly, as I have known all of these things that have come to pass, I have just had nothing but great passion in wanting to spread what I know, just like any of the others that have come to earth as messengers to provide a new level of knowledge and information, or for those that wanted to provide word that they were spreading healing, even for those that wanted to change the world. They had a heck of a time trying to get support too, and they don't tell you that in the books, because especially when it comes to the Bible, they have made it appear as they've wanted it to appear. They don't tell you, how hard it was for Yeshua of Nazareth to get support, to get following, especially in his own town, because imagine as a great being that he was, going around talking to people about it, and these individuals having watched him grow up, having watched him as a physical person growing up in that area, it would be very, very difficult for them to believe that. They're not gonna even listen, I don't think. Well, for me it was a little different, as my parents were very, very open-minded, just as his were, but I didn't have to do any kind of work here in my area. Some people were drawn toward me, but his started there, and it had to kind of spread outward, and the heavens always know what's going to happen before it happens, so everything is stationed just as it has to be. And they knew that Rome was in that area at that time. He came at that time. He had a hard time gaining that acceptance, but he was a very influential person, and Rome took that message, and heaven having known that that was going to take place, Rome then spread the message outward themselves. But they did things the wrong way. They spread his message in violence and murder, burning people at the stake. And that, for him, that is not what he stood for in the least. It wasn't who he was. It wasn't something he would have allowed. If he would have seen something like that happening, he would have been in tears trying to save that person. He wouldn't have said, hey, go ahead and burn them. They don't want to believe in me or believe in what we believe in. Do it. He would have said, hey, if they believe in false things, then let them be believing in their false things elsewhere. We have to be good to Jew and Gentile alike, he said. And people don't recognize that in Christianity, that there are so many things that took place in the name of building that religion that were the opposite of everything that he stood for. He was a great, great influential person. He was a great divine being, still is. But it is hard to get belief and support when you're here. I'm not claiming to be God. I know I'm not. I never would want to be either, because even just being a lowly messenger, I might be divine, I might be holy, but I'm not God. And even just my job is so hard, and talking to the heavens every day, it's just the things that they see from up there, it is horrendous. It really is. They see it zoomed out, So it looks like a war going on everywhere because there's murders and rapes and children being jammed in the cars and abducted. You have war, real war going on here, there, and everywhere, and to heaven it looks like a war zone. It doesn't matter, where it is. It's just zoomed out, it looks like a war zone. And it's sad, and it is saddening to them because these are divine beings that had nothing but the greatest intention of having Earth be a planet where people could live their dreams and share them and live in each other's dreams or stories and grow and learn and ascend from them. But once it became as it is, as this great virus of corruption and death and sin took place, because the human form chose the human life. It chose the human life. When you choose the human life, you choose the nature of that life with it. And the nature of the physical world and the physical form is attending to it all the time. Attending to the body, attending to its needs, its longings, its desires, and with enough influences to be pushed in your face, you're going to choose all the wrong things. And that's what society has been conditioning mankind to do for so long. And so they get so blinded by all those things that they can't even see the truth, and they don't know what the truth is. And you try to talk to them about it, and they don't want to hear it because they're so conditioned. They're so conditioned that they can't even stop and just listen. To just listen and say, wow, that makes sense. They don't have to believe it, but just to even just observe or to hear. So, I've had students of mine that have tried to spread my message to friends and family, and they were just, nope, don't want to hear it. And that discouraged them, from wanting to try to spread it more. But they have to understand they can't stop there. If everybody stopped for other great people, they would have been nowhere. You have to fight for what you believe in. And that's why I always say, you have to decide in your heart if I'm worth fighting for. And it's not even me. It's the truth that you've gained for yourself from me, But I do need to be heard. I do need my message to get out there. People's souls are at stake. Doesn't anybody care? That's what I've been thinking this whole entire time. As I have sat here for all these years, I just always wondered in my heart and soul, doesn't anybody care? And I've seen my close circle of friends that I have gained through my work care. But there's so many others. I mean, I'm world renowned. You have big players in the spiritual industry who take from my work even, and I don't see anything, I don't see or hear anything. It's like crickets chirping. I am the invisible angel here, I get it though, I understand. I do. I always did. But I just thought to myself, well, there's got to be so many more people that have learned from me, have had me help them with their life, that have seen the love that I give, that it would inspire them to want to share that and spread that with others. For others to feel that unconditional, true, divine, heavenly love, and to want them to take that and to make good changes, proper changes in their lives. Nobody has to be perfect, because I choose to live my life the way I do in a very perfected state is not because I really choose to. It's because I am an ascended person and I know, what to do and what not to do. And I don't long to do certain things because I know what's behind them. Can't be tempted by something that you can clearly see the truth about. That really does nothing, It's sort of like somebody who wants to drink alcohol all the time. As an ascended person, no, I'm not going to say, hey, I want to drink too. Why would I when I know how bad it is for the body, So yeah, I choose to live my life this way. I do it because I know, the things that are harmful, the things that play on the ego. I know the things that can bring a person's vibration down, and I choose not to fall into that because I want to keep my pure state that I came with to go back with, you know? And that's the truth. I don't want to take anything impure back with me except the things I've witnessed and seen. You know, I don't want it to be anything that I have done or anything that I have said or anything that I have shared, you know, from another person to affect my consciousness in going home, because I want to be perfect when I leave here. What you put into your consciousness, you take with you. You take with you. It's the truth. Whether you've heard it in the Bible or other writings, it's the truth. You know, even science can tell you that, because you are consciousness. You're not this form. This is a vehicle you're driving for this experience. So you have to put good things into your vehicle. You're not going to put cheap oil in your car, you know, unless you can't afford it. But when it comes to putting the very best into this car, you can afford it. You can afford it. And you deserve it. So what is to be expected next? Obviously, in the Angelic Herald in the Dark, which was published last year, the predictions that I made in that blog came from Archangel Gabriel, and they were talking about that there was going to be, you know, internet outages and problems, that there were going to be horrendous changes in the weather, even more severe than before. It was saying along the lines of protests, civil unrest all across the nation. They talked about the virus. It called it a plague in a couple of other predictions that I made, but it talked about there being a sickness that existed before but came back in a new way. And that was what the coronavirus did. It always existed. It was, you know, in the form of SARS and MERS, and it came back in a new way. You know, it really did. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. It really is. This is the, I don't want to say the wrong thing. This is the proclamation of rebellion. This is the upside down pentagram to the T. And that's what the pentagram represents. It does represent the elements, yes, when it's upright, because Vitruvius Man is in that position. If you look, you know, at some of the artwork out there for that, it makes the five-pointed star of the human body. And that means man and his balanced elements. But when you turn it upside down, this is the fall of mankind. This is the fall of mankind. Listen to me. Please listen to me. I have never wanted to steer anybody wrong. All of you know that everything I have been saying is the truth. You all know that my intentions have always been the best. And I have always showed you my truest character of who I am in every way, through text messaging, for those of you that have spoken to me on the phone, through my written work, through my readings. You know that I'm here to help. I'm not here to mislead or harm or hurt anybody. I just want you to see the truth of what's happening and protect yourselves. Protect yourselves, or at least to see that all of these predictions are coming true, you know. And then I had done predictions for this year, of course. I had tried to take out some of the negatives for that, and then I had indicated in that one blog, like, hey, I'll talk about the big things in another one, because people were getting tired of hearing all of these negative predictions of things that were getting ready to happen. They thought like I was fear-mongering or something, and I really wasn't. I was just trying to inform people. I know it got old hearing about it. I know it did. I was even feeling like it was getting old having to witness these things. It was breaking my heart. And then seeing it happen in the physical world, it was like seeing it double time. And it has affected me. It really has affected me. People don't realize that this kind of work, when you are a real, true messenger that has that kind of extreme psychic ability and knowledge and wisdom, that it affects you. It makes a mark, especially for me, because I'm not just an oracle, for people. I am acting as an oracle for the world too, because I'm making predictions about the world. I'm trying to inform others out there that don't get to work with me on a personal level. And I'm not here to even cause any problems for anybody in the higher ups either. I'm just here to help people, that want to change and that deserve that change, that better change in themselves and in life. Nobody has to be perfect, but you want to try to be the best you that you can be. What you put into your consciousness, it goes with you. You want to have beautiful consciousness to take with you. And I witness negative things all the time, but it's what I put into myself that I take. People are experimenting with dark magic, black magic, and that is how you get attachments. Do you even know what attachments are? Probably not. Attachments don't just take a ride on the piggyback. They don't just follow you around. They don't just, walk around in your aura. They attach to your consciousness, because when they attach to your consciousness, it makes theirs bigger. And that's how they get their power and their promotion, so to speak, on the other side. That's what a spiritual attachment is. And nobody's going to notice when it's happening. You got these kids out there playing around, with dark things. They think they know something, and suddenly they come to a point where everything is just a mess and falling apart, and they won't even attribute it to something like that. They wouldn't even think of something like that having caused it, because they're so closed-minded and so uneducated about what they're doing. And that's what the whole idea of promoting, darker things in television, things like that, was for, to get the younger audiences involved. And people just run after the trends, even after I have explained things to a depth. There are people that still ran right for it. Why? Don't you value your soul? Anyway, the predictions are continuing to happen. They're going to continue to happen. This is real. We are in the age of man, where man is falling, and it is a devastating time. Like I said, I had just predicted that there were going to be mass protests. That's taking place. The virus, children getting affected by the virus, and these horrible changes in the weather. Add that on top of protesting that a tornado drops out of the sky and hits a city that's in the middle of chaos. Just think of just how much more horrifying that is. This is a sad time, but for those of you that now see how real it is, you can have your belief in heaven restored, and you can hang on to that belief, and it can carry with you to strengthen you and to help you to be prepared to use the gift of observation, awareness spiritually, and to make better changes in yourself, so that you don't lose yourself, because that's what's going to happen. Mankind is going to fall into this place where morals don't mean nothing anymore. It already is almost like that, and it's going to be a crime infested rat hole, and that's not the kind of place that I would like to live in. And even though a lot of us will, we can still have our good space, in our own little inner sanctuaries, and when we engage with one another. So just be prepared for a lot of things to still happen. I want you all to know that I am here if you need me for anything. Please, please, please spread the word. I want others to have the knowledge and preparation too. I want their belief, their faith to be restored as well. It is that important, to me, to heaven, and for them. I just feel like nobody cares sometimes. And I do want you to know that, like, everything that I feel, all these energies that are coming from the world, this planet, the people, the suffering, the pain, you know, I carry that every day. I am filled with so much love in this divine being that I am. But when I channel the outskirts, the outer world of the reality around me, I feel so much emptiness coming from it. And I know other people are picking up on that too. And they're feeling their own emptiness more so, you know. And I'm feeling that, like, impacted like 1,000-fold on me. And I am trying so hard to cope with it. But the only thing that would ever bring me happiness that I can leave this planet with when I go is knowing that I helped some people and that my message got out there to reach, you know, the people that it needed to. So keep your eyes and ears open. There's more to come. Refer back to those blogs. I love you all so much. God bless.